The bold and the beautiful spoilers reveal that the upcoming horrifying events will shock fans with the tragic fate of Liam and Steffi. The story opens with a major twist when both Liam and Steffi are expected to travel to Paris for a life-changing brain surgery for Liam. Here is a detailed analysis of the hot details, fully expanded to bring a complete, dramatic, and extremely attractive picture of the plot. Liam's condition and the urgent need for brain surgery. Although Liam has regained consciousness after the traumatic events and shown positive signs of cognition, the latest information reveals that his condition is dangerous and cannot be taken lightly. Liam, despite initial positive reactions, still has serious brain damage. Medical experts confirmed that the boy needed extensive surgery to treat the internal injuries, a risky but essential medical decision to prevent complications that could lead to tragedy later. While every minute was a challenge for Liam and the medical team, all eyes were on him, hoping for a positive outcome from the surgery. However, early signs showed that the surgery would not be simple, as Liam's brain damage required a meticulous and risky surgical technique. Steffi sacrificed to care for a loved one during the storm of illness. Not one to stand aside from the fight against fate, Steffi decided to travel with Liam to Paris, where this important surgery was scheduled to be performed. Knowing that Liam needed the best medical treatment, Steffi did not hesitate to postpone work and all personal plans to devote all her time to caring for the boy. Her actions not only showed deep affection but also demonstrated irreplaceable family responsibility. Silent sacrifice and determination. Steffi's departure was not simply an act of compassion but a great sacrifice. She was willing to face any risk to ensure that Liam received treatment and had a chance to survive. Steffi's every decision was accompanied by deep concern for Liam's health, while also demonstrating loyalty and dedication to her family. Finn, family disagreement and conflict. In times of crisis, it is impossible to ignore the voice of Finn, who, despite his many dissenting opinions, was also imbued with concern for Liam. Finn, although not fond of Steffi's decision to take Liam to Paris, could not deny that his condition required immediate medical intervention. The disagreement between Finn and Steffi reflects a deep internal conflict, as love and family responsibility clash with doubts and warnings about risky decisions. Pressure and loss of control. The appearance of surgery in the plot adds more pressure to Finn, making him struggle with the decision while his heart and mind are colliding. Although not fully supporting Steffi's approach, Finn still secretly hopes that the surgery will be successful to save Liam, but at the same time fears the unforeseen risks. The journey to Paris of hope and cruel fate. Paris, a city famous for its top medical facilities, was chosen as the destination to cure Liam, but fate seems to be preparing for a tragic turn. Bright hope before the storm. Liam and Steffi's journey to Paris is covered with great hope that the surgery will open the door to recovery and a new beginning. Every step seems to carry the belief that science and perseverance can overcome all difficulties. However, all good plans seem to be turned upside down by the irresistible factors of nature. Before the plane could take them to Paris, a violent storm and bad weather caused the flight to veer off course, sending the plane into extremely dangerous weather conditions. The result was a plane crash of epic proportions, upsetting the family's plans and bringing nightmares to their dreams. The terrible consequences of unimaginable loss. When the news of the plane crash spread, not only Finn but the entire town of B&B fell into a state of shock and pain before the inevitable tragedy. Finn, who has always been the protector of his family, was stunned by the sudden departure of his two loved ones, Steffi and Liam. That feeling of loss spread, causing not only him but also the entire community, those who knew and loved the Spencer family, to fall into a state of psychological shock. The departure of Steffi and Liam was not only personal but also threw the whole town into chaos. The sad funerals, the lamentations of the people and the disbelief in the dark fate are proof of the power of tragedy, ready to change the course of life of all involved. Is B&B creating an interesting plot? The newly revealed plot will certainly be one of the most dramatic twists of The Bold and the Beautiful in the near future. Every element from the critical surgery to the plane crash is built to climax with conflict and tragedy. The combination of risky decisions, deep family affection and ironic fate has created a picture full of internal conflicts and fateful conspiracies, making viewers curious about the final outcome. Is it an engaging plot or just emotional manipulation? Some fans may question whether these overly sensational details are a ploy to keep the audience engaged or truly reflect the inner state and deep conflicts of the characters. Regardless, the painful loss of Steffi and Liam along with the tragic ending of the flight promises to leave an indelible mark on viewers and open up many hotly debated topics in the community. Overall, the latest revelations of the bold and the beautiful not only bring strong shocks but also open a new dramatic chapter in the character's journey. The journey to Paris initially brought many hopes and dreams of healing, but fate turned its back, turning all wishes into terrible nightmares. The blow of fate, along with the deep inner conflicts of Finn, Steffi, and the whole community, promises to bring viewers an emotional story, interwoven with love, sacrifice and tragedy. Is this a truly compelling plot or just emotional manipulation for the purpose of shock? That will certainly be a hot topic of discussion in the upcoming episodes of B&B. Fans will have to wait and see where the memories, beliefs, and even fates of the characters will go in this endless war. Scott Clifton's hiatus, a temporary separation from the audience. Actor Scott Clifton, who plays an important role in B&B, has just shared that he will temporarily leave the film for a short period of time due to personal matters that need to be resolved. Scott Clifton said that, amid the busy atmosphere of his personal life and his own challenges, he was forced to take time away from his beloved audience. This not only shows that he is prioritizing to resolve personal issues but also emphasizes that, after returning, he hopes to be welcomed with all the love from fans. Audience reaction. Although many people have expressed regret about losing Scott Clifton's presence in the near future, there are also mixed opinions. Some fans believe that instead of letting his character hide around town without bringing any shocking plot twists, they want a new breakthrough when he returns as a comeback with unexpected plot twists, contributing to the renewal of the cast and the general story of B&B. Jacqueline McInnes Wood, long-term travel and hiatus. Along with the news from Scott Clifton, Jacqueline McInnes Wood, one of the familiar faces of B&B, is also preparing for a long-term trip with her family. The reason for Jacqueline's absence. With the goal of spending more time with her family and exploring new experiences, Jacqueline has planned a long vacation from appearing on television. This decision is not only a personal choice but also reflects the trend of many actors when balancing work and personal life. Jacqueline's absence could leave a certain void in the main cast of B&B. This means that the writers will have to be resourceful in finding new directions for her character, or come up with shocking developments to fill the gap of her absence. The audience is expecting there to be unexpected plot twists, helping the story not to stagnate but to become more dramatic and attractive. The shock from the tragic news of the loss of Liam and Steffi in the context of two other prominent actors taking a break, the B&B writers put more energy into building a thrilling plot by bringing out the shocking deaths of two main characters, Liam and Steffi. The sudden deaths of Liam and Steffi are expected to be a shock to the entire audience community. This action not only changes the game but also opens a new era for B&B, where loss becomes the starting point for dark and emotional stories. The removal of two main characters means that the plot will enter a period of strong fluctuations. The departure of Liam and Steffi not only heightens the audience's emotional level but also forces the remaining characters to face the consequences of this tragic shock, thereby creating conflicts, bold decisions, and new discoveries about psychology and family relationships. Predicting the appearance of a villain, will B&B change the wind? With the departure of characters loved by the audience, the question immediately arises, will there be a strong villain to appear to create a new push for the story? The need for a change of wind for the plot. The absence of Scott Clifton and Jacqueline McInnes Wood, as well as the shock of losing Liam and Steffi, is creating a big void in the character cast of B&B. The writers will certainly take this opportunity to introduce a villain who can bring new twists and turns, driving conflict and tension that will reshape the town's narrative. Villain skills. A great villain is not just a bad guy, but one who has psychological depth, clear motivations, and the ability to challenge the core cast's preconceptions. Audiences want a villain who is powerful enough to confront the consequences of the current plot twists head-on and can open up entirely new plot twists that will make B&B unpredictable. A period of change with promise and challenge. The bold and the beautiful spoilers reveal that, with the hot information just shared, the show is facing a major turning point in the development of the plot. The temporary departure of Scott Clifton and Jacqueline McInnes would promises to bring time for renovation for the cast and create opportunities to introduce new and surprising plots. On the other hand, the shock of Liam and Steffi's death has stirred up strong emotions and required an excellent villain to balance the plot. The writers of B&B not only need to resolve the gap caused by the departure of the main characters, but also exploit the potential of conflicts, internal conflicts, and dramatic decisions of the existing characters. If successfully implemented, the new plot will not only satisfy fans who are used to dramatic moments, but also create a new chapter full of freshness and depth for B&B overall. With the current developments, The Bold and the Beautiful is heading towards a temporary break for familiar faces along with a tragic shock in the plot. The combination of personal decisions from the cast and unpredictable twists in the story are creating a new dramatic and emotional scene. Will a powerful villain appear to adjust the situation after these tragedies? The answer is what B&B fans are eagerly waiting for in the upcoming episodes.
Oh.